Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk, and thank you very much for joining me today. And this is the card that I've been making today. It's been my last chance to play with the HX stamps, which are in the Sale-a-Bration catalogue, because Sale-a-Bration is coming to an end. Ends on March the 31st. And I've really loved using this particular stamp set. Didn't think I would, but it's been one of my favourites. So I just wanted to play with it one more time. And stay with me and I will show you how I made the card. These are the things that I'm using today. The card base is a piece of thick whisper white, which is 4 inches by 11.5, and I've scored and folded it at 5 3/4. My matting piece is a piece of Soft Sky from the Subtles DSP stack, and it's 3 3/4 by 5.5. I've got a piece of whisper white for stamping on. And I've got some scraps of Soft Sky and Sahara Sand. I keep having trouble with Sahara Sand just lately. Don't know why. I'm going to be stamping with HX. Okay, very last chance, because this is going to retire at the end of the week and I am so sad. So if you want it, you have to act now. Okay, I'm going to be using Timeless Textures, some basic black ink, and also, just to bring this in, Sahara Sand. I'm going to be using my colouring pencils, my watercolour pencils, and I'm going to be using dies from the Sweet Home set. Now this set is still available. It carried over from the Autumn Winter catalogue, so you can still get it, I'm very glad to say. Okay. I'm going to begin by going over to the Big Shot and doing some die cutting, and these are the dies that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be using this die, but I only want that part of it, so I'm going to fit it onto my card quite carefully, because I don't need all of this part, and anything that comes up that I don't need I'm just going to cut off. Okay, and I'm then going to cut out an aperture in the middle using this die. So that's what I'm going to be using on the Sahara Sand, and on the Soft Sky I'm going to cut out one of those pieces, but I'm also going to take this die and I'm going to cut out 2 of just this edge here. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the Big Shot and do that, and I will be back in just a few minutes. Here are all the die cut pieces, and I've cut away the extra bits of card around the edge I didn't need, and I'm just going to snip out this piece here, so that now I have an aperture instead of a frame. Let me just trim that properly. And I'm ready to begin doing some stamping, so I don't need these pieces just for a second. I have this stamp from Timeless Textures mounted up on my clear block, and I've got my Sahara Sand ink, and I want this to be quite subtle, so I'm going to do some stamping off, I think. So I have a piece of scrap here. I'm going to stamp off and then stamp on. Stamp off and onto my card. Okay. And that's just given that a nice woody sort of texture, which is just what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to finish off the little chicken house, and I'm just going to fold over these pieces, and I think I'm going to snip a couple of little bits away here, because I don't want too much bulk in that area, and I'm just going to stick them down with a little bit of in this case wet adhesive. Snail would work perfectly fine, fast fuse would work perfectly fine, even a little bit of tape, and this one needs a little bit more, but it's the wet adhesive that I have on hand, so that is what I am going to use. So I'm just going to press those down so that they're kind of out of the way, and the only reason that I need them is I need them to glue these pieces to. Now I They are not identical, all right? You're going to need to flip one of them over to make this work properly. Okay, and they're going to be the little gables on the that are on the roof of the little chicken's house. You know, don't be afraid to kind of overlap them and trim them and do whatever you need to do to them to make it look how you want it to, because, you know, I have said on more than one occasion, there are no stamping police. Nobody will come and get you. It is your card. Okay? And the last little piece is going to be like the chicken's doorstep, if you like. So a little bit of adhesive along the bottom of that piece. I'm just going to put that in there until it's where I want it, which is kind of about there. And that's the little chicken house ready to go onto the front of the card. I'm using this stamp. I love this chicken. She is such a cheeky chicken. She's so cheeky, she started next door's dog barking. Not sure whether or not you can hear that, but I can hear it very clearly. So I'm inking her up with some basic black, and just on to the end of my little scrap of Whisper White, because I'm going to be fussy cutting her out. And do you know what? If there's no point in using all of that card if I only need to have a little bit of it. So I've held that down for a good few seconds now, and I've got a lovely clear impression. And now I'm going to do some colouring in. So are you going to fast forward through this bit, or you know, love you and leave you? And I'll see you in a little while when the chicken's coloured in. I'm almost ready to start putting it all together, but when I did a trial run and I put the house onto the to the DSP like that, it just kind of blended into the background. So I want to do a little bit of something to it just to make it stand out a little bit more. And I've got the Sahara sand ink and a finger dauber, and all I'm going to do is just going to go right round the edges, just like this, every edge. You know, I'm not sweating it, I'm not really worrying about it too much. I just want to catch those edges, just with a little bit of the Sahara sand, and I'm going to see if that will do what I want. And it does. It just gives that little visual edge and just makes that that centerpiece stand out a little bit more. And I'm also going to do the same on the chicken. Now, I fussy cut her out. Well, it's sort of semi-fussy cutting really, because I haven't been too careful about getting in and out of every little feather there. Okay, but you know what? If you want to do the real detail cutting, if you enjoy doing that, that's what floats your boat. You go ahead and do it. You take no notice of me whatsoever. Okay, because this is your card, and you do it however you jolly well please. Now, I'm not bothering with her feet, because you aren't going to see those. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to put my chicken inside the chicken shack. So she's popping out just like that. And I'm going to put a little spot of glue onto her feet. Gosh, I made that look easy, didn't I? Not. Come on, glue. That's better. It's quite warm in here today, and that means that the that the glue is setting really, really quickly. Okay, so let's feed my little hen, my little chicken, who is absolutely my favourite chicken from this set. Okay, so there she is, and she will now pop out of her little house just like that. Sentiment, I'm going to stamp directly onto the DSP. Yes, I am going to be brave. And I'm going to stamp Hey Chick. Just around about here. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to let the ink transfer. Happy with that. And I'm now going to put all of this together. So liquid adhesive, just because it's what I happen to have handy. Snail would do just fine. Mine needs refilling and I haven't got around to doing it yet. And I never ever run out of snail. I never let that happen. But it's in a box in the other side of the room, and it ran out the last time I was playing, and I forgot to go and refill it. So there you go, there it is. Alright, so a little bit of liquid adhesive onto the back of the DSP. Whoops, bumped the tripod then, sorry about that. And we will pop that on the front there, just like that. And I have a happy day here, so I'm going to pick that one up with my basic black, and I'm going to stamp this onto the inside of my card, just like that. Okay, could be straighter, but and there is my finished chicken, and there is my cheeky chicken peering out of the chicken shack. And I've really enjoyed playing with this particular stamp set. Didn't think I would. It was one of the stamp sets that, as a demonstrator, we had early access to. It's one of the perks of being a demonstrator, actually, is that you get your hands on things before everybody else. And I, you know, at the beginning, it wasn't doing anything for me, but I've had so much fun playing with it. And I hope that you've enjoyed watching me make the things that I have made using this stamp set and the other things that have been available in Sale-a-Bration this year. Now, there is still just time, okay, to get your hands on things from the Sale-a-Bration brochure that are absolutely free when you make a qualifying purchase. Hop on over to my website if you want more information about that. But after March 31st, then it's over for another year. But thank you very, very much for joining me today. Hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I would love to see you again soon. Bye bye.